Hey everyone, this is Matt, a coach for nerdfitness.com. Steve asked me to show you guys a couple tips and techniques for how to use a foam roller. So if you're feeling like an ancient dinosaur who stumbled onto this mythical foam roller for the first time, you can find your way around. Check it out. Okay, so we're going to start out with one of my favorites, the T-spine. So this is working that mid and upper back. We want to stay off of the low back in the beginning here. So I'm going to lay back so that foam roller is right across my back, just below my shoulder blades. From here, I'm going to give myself a big bear hug, and then I'm just going to lift my hips barely off the ground so that I can just slide up and down on the foam roller. I want to make sure a couple things. One, nice, slow, smooth, and long passes up and down. If I go too fast, we don't really get a lot of pressure into the muscle to help it calm down and settle down. So slow and smooth. And then I also want to focus on taking deep breaths throughout. So just think about if you're in a stressful situation. If you're trying to relax, what you want to do is deep breaths in and out rather than breathing up in your chest. Okay, so if you get on a point in the foam roller where anything feels like really painful or makes you like catch your breath, it's probably too intense. We want to work around those areas rather than directly on those areas to start. For the glutes, what I'm not going to do is sit on a foam roller. If you have a longer one, you're still just going to use one side at a time. I'm going to turn to the side slightly and then cross this ankle over my knee. And from here, I'm rolling back and forth along the glute. And I can go back and forth. I can also go side to side. So we can try different angles and different positions as I'm working through the roll. Still working on being able to take deep breaths throughout the motion. For the hamstring, again, I like working in only one at a time. If you have an extra long foam roller, I would actually just slide it over to the side so that you're only dealing with a small piece of it at a time. Doing two, you end up having to support much more of your weight with your upper body and get more awkward. When I do one, I can control the pressure better, and I have this other foot to help me support my weight, so it becomes a lot more manageable. So for the hamstring, we're going to work just above the knee to just below the butt cheek. And I'm going to do these long, slow passes, but I'm also going to turn the toe in and out, because as I rotate my leg, I'm hitting different parts of that hamstring. You might find you're more sore towards one side than the other. And the calf is something that can be brutally sore for people, especially if you're a runner or spend a lot of time on your feet throughout the day. We don't take care of the gnarliness that's happening down here often. So same thing, I can start up high. Now up high, I'm going to hit a slightly different part of the calf, the gastroc, whereas down low, it's going to be more the soleus. And I find for a lot of people, the soleus is where the nastiness is. So when I'm here, I can go back and forth, side to side, up and down, nice and slow and smooth. If you're feeling a little adventurous, you can press down with the other side to create more pressure down on the foam roller, still making sure you're able to breathe and you're not heart rate's not jacking up and you're not starting to breathe shallowly. The lat is really important. This attaches to a bunch of different places on your rib cage and can tend to kind of throw you out of whack. So this is something we see if you have trouble going overhead. If we can get this lat to lengthen, clears up. So I'm going to be on my side. I like kind of being in a position here with the knee rather than legs out straight. This knee allows me to kind of lift and push a little bit more easily. I'm going to turn the palm up rather than shoulder down and crank into this position, palm up. And then again, just gentle rolls. This is a position where especially I'm looking to hit the side and slightly back. I don't want to get up in the armpit. I see a lot of people roll down way too low on this one. So they're hitting their rib cage or crunching their ribs up here. And they're not really getting this big sheath of muscle in the back. So that's what we want to target. So side, slightly open, palm up. And then slow rolls from just under that armpit down just to where that you can feel that lat run out in your ribs. It starts to be more ribs than really a lat roll. So for the quad, same concept as with the hamstring. Now I'm on the front. When you get in a plank position, this knee is out to the side to help me push back and forth, and I'm gonna go nice, slow, and smooth, and then I can turn that toe and the heel in and out to hit these different angles. You'll also see some people like to spend a little extra time up at the top, right where that hip flexor is, and the little crease in your hip. So you can spend a little bit of time there and then work your way down and come all the way down to just above the knee. I also like adding in other movements so you can pull and move. It's okay to explore and find different ways of moving the tissue across the foam roller. We have a lot of people that complain of stiffness in their IT bands on the outside of their leg. Usually though, that's from that knee getting sucked in. So if that gets sucked in, that's putting extra tension and stress out here. So rather than roll this, which doesn't have a lot of muscle, this is mainly ligament and fascia, I'm going to focus on releasing the inside here so that I'm able to open up that hip. But essentially just how I laid for my quad, where I started on this quad and this leg was out to the side, I'm now just going to reverse where the foam roller is. So leg out to the side, I'm going to stick the foam roller straight up and down, and now I can work here, out and in. It looks kind of like a frog leg. I used to joke with people in my class, like, just make aggressive eye contact with someone while they're doing this roll. You just find a partner across the room and stare them down. Or do it in the privacy of your own home. It's one or the other. So we're gonna go out and in, nice and slow, and again, I can do lifts with the ankle to kind of pinpoint certain areas that might be sore there. So that's it. That's kind of working from the back down and then the sides and front down. I hope you enjoyed this and that you take away some tips and tricks for how to start using a foam roller, and you too can become king of the jungle.